Before you buy the new RMS liquid foundation, watch this honest review. Hello, welcome to the channel. I'm Britt, creator of StyleShaker.com, your guide to cleaner, greener beauty, skincare, and beyond. I try all this stuff out for you and share my honest reviews so you know what to buy and what not to buy. Today it's about the RMS Beauty ReEvolve Medium Coverage Liquid Foundation. I have this in 22.5. I'm going to run through these 5 criteria that are from my scorecard. This is review number 564. I purchased this product. You're getting my honest opinion as always. If you like that kind of thing and you want to keep seeing more of these, do this. There are 16 shades. Like I said, medium coverage, natural finish. This is a skincare meets makeup product. 12-hour wear, sweat resistant, water resistant. There are no silicones inside. Refills are available. And let's dive into the first topic, which is all about ingredients. Ingredients, not a cosmetic chemist. Disclaimer. There's Titanol, which is a trademarked ingredient, which I laughed at. I just did a get ready with me featuring this product. I filmed it actually last week. I've tested this for a little over a week. I just think the name's really funny, but it also is fitting, and I will tell you why in the wear test, because tightening is there, but not in like the best way. It includes squalane, people say it differently. I'm gonna say squalane, and a proprietary adaptogenic root herb blend. That's the skincare meets makeup portion of this product. Those products, or those ingredients rather, are at the bottom of the list, which I think is fine. You know, maybe we don't want too much of those to irritate the skin. In the formula, up top I'm seeing a lot of pearlizing, bulking agents, things like that, which I think makes sense because the opacity on this foundation is really strong. I already said it's silicone free. The claim is that it will not clog pores. I don't know about that. I feel like every skin type is different. I'm not a dermatologist, but that's a pretty hefty claim to make. Silicones are upsetting and irritating to my skin type, so I'm happy to see that they're not inside. And ultimately, the brand was fully transparent with everything inside, which is really what makes me happy. I want to get to application because there was a lot of testing happening here. So application, first of all, this container, this is plastic, refills are available. There's a pump. It's pretty easy to prime and prep and like work with, no big deal. I love that it keeps the oxygen out to prevent oxidation and things changing colors, freshness, contamination, all that stuff, that's fine. Creamy consistency, definitely creamier, thicker, not heavy or thick, but creamy. It is not the sink into skin product for me, or it wasn't, and you'll see that in the demo. Tools. Okay, so I tried this with my hands first. I usually moisturize and prep the skin. I tried this with hands, not so great. I tried it with the sponge, which I thought, okay, this is gonna be the way to use it. This is going to depend on your skin type. If you take anything away, don't just go for one tool and then be like, it doesn't work. It took a little zhuzhing on my part too. So I thought the sponge was gonna work really well. It gave really strong opacity. My mom also, I gave her a sample of this in 2.2, I think it was 2.2. And I could see how she applied it with her fingers. You could still see a little bit of readiness. It looked more natural, but when I applied it with the sponge, it was like woof, evening out. When I looked up close using a sponge on my face, I started seeing weird finish things happening. It was kind of gathering or separating in a very, very small way. Okay, by the way, I just wanted to show you a close-up against natural light. It's definitely more on the matte side. It's mattifying after a couple of minutes of putting this on. So curious to see how it looks end of day. Hello, dude. So then I thought, oh no, this isn't gonna work, because usually my sponge is my go-to to get that flawless finish. So I went in with a kabuki brush, and I took a little bit of this product. A little bit goes a very long way over moisturized skin. It helps it kind of glide. Pump it on the back of my hand, dab the kabuki into this, and buffed it into the skin. That was the way to go for me. It didn't look like a face of makeup. So for me, application, I would have given it a lower score had I not tried all the different methods out. And the kabuki brush really saved the day, so it received a 4 out of 5 on application. Coverage is incredible on this foundation. It's just really good. I would say it's a strong evening out that you're gonna see no matter what type of skin you have. They provide medium coverage, or that's the claim. I think it's a very strong medium coverage. I'm also not a full coverage foundation person. My gauge might be a little bit off there, but I felt like it gave a very strong medium coverage and built up to, I would say, a full coverage product. I really do think so. Far away, it looked gorgeous. Up close, regardless of whatever technique I used, I looked like I was wearing makeup. It's a fuller coverage product, that's going to happen. It wasn't a huge deterrent, but I just want to let you know it's not one of those like melt into skin glowy situations, which could be a huge plus for people who want the evening out, might have oily skin, I want to reduce that shine, things like that. I want to mention that my mom, who tried color 22, she saw that was a little bit more, I would say, cool or neutral. 22.5 is slightly darker. I went with the shades that I used in my Uncover Up. I've tried 22 and 22.5. I just went a little bit darker. 22.5 was a little bit more yellow, so keep that in mind. On my skin, I saw a little bit more yellow. 22 felt a little bit more neutral, cool. She had both on her face. The 22 looked beautiful on her. It was really lifting. I don't know, that was the one word that I looked at on her face and I was like, oh my God, your face looks totally lifted. She didn't wear a concealer. She brought it all the way up under the eye. She did not need a concealer. I loved how it looked on her. So it looks good on my age, on her age. I was impressed with coverage. That's why I gave it a 5 out of 5. Okay, finish. The claim on finish, and this is where it lost me a little bit. This and the wear test. Claim on finish is that it gives and provides a natural finish. Natural, I think, means skin looks like skin. I'm going to interpret that for myself to mean skin looks like skin, natural looking finish, right? I feel like this was a little bit more on the velvety side. Far away again, beautiful coverage. Up close, I saw this less when I used the kabuki, way more when I used the sponge and built. I could see a little bit of settling on top. When it was the sponge, the finish really did not look great. Also, the more I put on when I built it up, and it wasn't even a lot of product, it was just small amounts that built on top, the more I could feel it on my face. There's some sort of drying, tightening thing. Maybe it's the Titanol. I don't know what it is. It could just be my interaction with it, my skin. If you don't like shine and you're looking to mute that, I think on oily skin types, this may be a huge win. That's my guess. You can tell me if you've tried it and you have oilier skin. Finish, 3 out of 5. Finally, wear test. Coverage after I did 8 or 9 hours. I didn't make it to 12 with the wear test. I mean, I wore it for 12 hours, but I didn't film. Wear test for me, 8 hours, 9 hours I got to. Coverage looked beautiful. It performed so well with coverage. Held strong, looked great, didn't slide off the face. I would say the sweat resistant, it is humid here. It didn't look worse for wear on coverage. So the evening out maintained. The finish, not so much, and I have a video that I will show you. End of day wear test. It's been 8 hours. I know this sucker can go for 12, evidently. So here we go, RMS Beauty ReEvolve Liquid Foundation. Overall, from far away, the coverage is incredibly strong. It held strong. I could totally see this lasting for another few hours and hitting the goal with the claim. However, when you get up close, there was a little bit of separating, there was a little bit of texture, a very little amount, but it does feel a little dry, almost like a matte foundation would to me, which is kind of what I thought would happen just based off of trying so many different foundations at this point. It looks good, but when I get really, really up close, especially in the magnification, I can see a little bit of separating happening. It's not huge, but I can see it. So finish, not so great, not perfect. Coverage, really strong. That is the wear test for now. Let's talk about the wear test for the RMS foundation. I noticed a couple of things. It feels, first of all, it feels a little tight on my face, a little dry. That's why I'm saying tight. There is that ingredient Titanol, so maybe that's causing, I don't know, but let's do a close-up. The coverage is really strong. The finish suffered a little bit again. I tried this with just a sponge application the other day and the finish looked worse for the wear. Sorry, it's getting near a window. With the kabuki brush, it's a little bit better. I'll talk about this more in the review. I just wanted to give you a close-up after the wear test and tell you about that dry feel, a little dry. There's still shine in some places, but coverage is there. It's just, it feels a little not normal. Back to the review. The other thing is, when I used especially the sponge and built it up, I wanted to take this off at the end of the day. It just felt too makeup-y for me. That is personal and subjective. I think some people who are used to wearing fuller coverage foundations and things like that will not mind it. will not mind it. But for me, I wanted something, I need to get it off. That was my personal experience. It does not mean you are going to experience the same thing. I want to reiterate that. Wear test was okay. It got a 3 out of 5. Total score here was a 15 out of 20. Now it's time for my final verdict. Would I buy it again? Will it make Britt's picks? Out of the hundreds of products I tried, these are my absolute favorites, and they're back on the site on one page. It's not going to make Britt's picks right now. The coverage is incredible. I really like it for that. I like the performance, the end of day wear. Finish not so much, wear test not so much, feeling not so much. So that's preventing it from hitting my favorites, but I'm gonna keep working with it. I have this whole container, so I'll keep giving it a try and seeing how it goes. And maybe I can do a side-by-side comparison of the other foundations I've tried, maybe against the Kosas, which has more opacity to it, or the Fit Glow, or really all the other Liquid Ilia. It kind of might be interesting to see battles between those foundations. I haven't been doing as many battles. I find them to be really helpful, to be honest with you. Sometimes I think I love a product, and then I do a side-by-side. It's just weird to go throughout my day with 2 different products on my face, but I do this for you. You can really see a difference. So let me know if you want to see a battle. Right now on my favorites list, I have the 100% Pure Water Foundation. Very different type of foundation. Beautiful coverage, melts into the skin, feels great. I also have that Juice Beauty Serum Foundation. You all know, if you're a subscriber, thank you. You also know that I'm obsessed with that foundation. It is like water coming out of that bottle, but man, that coverage is good, and it has skin health boosting benefits. So yeah, those are 2 that are still there that I use whenever I need to amp up coverage. This is a beautiful full coverage product. I think if you really need that medium to full coverage and your skin has some moisture to it, you're not dehydrated, then this could be wonderful for you. That's what the scorecard says. That's what I think. What do you think? Have you tried it? I know a lot of you said you have it in your carts and you were waiting to see what I thought. What do you think now? Are you gonna do it? Are you gonna do it? Do you have any other questions? Leave them in the comments below. I'll see what I can get to. Thanks for watching this. If you found this helpful, please do take a second, hit the like button. It really makes a difference over here. Subscribe if you haven't already. Share it with your friends who need to know about this foundation before they buy it. And I'll see you right back here real soon. Until then, bye.